replacing the United States dollar with the SDR, IMF Global Reserve Currency. So the SDR was founded in the late 60s as a protection by the IMF to a dollar crisis at that time. Remember Nixon, they were very worried about, we came off the gold standard shortly later in the early 70s, and inflation and OPEC. In the last 50 years, since then, the SDR only printed $200 billion, but in the last, I think, month or two, they've printed 3 times that amount, $500 billion, as kind of a rescue aid in the pandemic to a lot of countries. So the IMF has become, it's like a new layer of fiat money, just printed out of thin air, $500 billion, 3 times more than was ever printed combined in the last 50 years. And this is going to obviously make global currencies. So we're moving more towards a world fiat currency. I mean, the IMF, just like any federal bank, they could print as much as they want. I mean, potentially the IMF, if they get the support of their nations, could just become the global currency, the SDR. This could be a precursor of that. I mean, it's not indicated that it will happen that way. But Janet Yellen gave the go-ahead for the G20 to do this. Apparently Biden thinks it's a good idea. So this is going to be like massive globalization, massive global current fiat. It's interesting to see if they're going to stop at $500 billion. I mean, $500 billion is a lot of money. I mean, if they go further, then it'll have like major economic global ramifications. I mean, potentially, the IMF could become the monetary system. It could replace the dollar if enough countries decide to authorize the printing of enough SDR.